Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Leslie. If you haven't been here before, you wandered across my little corner of the internet. Um, I hope you all had a great Easter. I know here the weather was very spring-like for the most part. Yesterday we were supposed to get to plus 20, and of course we were all excited and ready to rock and roll, and it made it to plus 12 and got windy and you know. But you know what? It's okay. It was a great weekend overall. Everybody had a really happy Easter, overate ham and mashed potatoes and all the veg and all the things that go with it, and just enjoyed being together. Now, today I think we're going to play with Spellbinders, and we are going to play with the March Club. I believe it was called Greeting Makers, to make a Mother's Day card. I am going to be ready this year. It's not going to be a last minute, ooh. So let's check it out. Yes, this one is Greeting Makers. I was right. We're going to use the Press and Foil Club. Okay. There we go. And then I am also going to use the large die of the month. And this one is called Classic Kicks. Now, if you have not used the press and foil before, it is a combination, or excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself here. It is the BetterPress Club, okay? So we are going to use the BetterPress today. I will list some alternative ways to do this card for those who are new to card making and don't yet or do not wish to desire to invest in the BetterPress and so on and so forth. So let's get started. Now, our BetterPress came, or the club kit came with, I believe it was 17 pieces. And today, of course, we have chosen to use the Happy Mother's Day. Okay. And they just look like this. Happy Mother's Day. And that's all they are, is just little metal plates. So I'm just going to put them back on my magnetic strip. And I'll show you the first step that I did to making this card. The first step was to, to cut out using this die that came in the large die set. Do I have something here? Oh dear. I used it to cut out 6 different colors from dark to light to create strips to go on the front of an A2 card. So I will show you those. Just let me put this back on here. I have my strips all cut out. I figured you guys have all seen enough cutting to last a lifetime. And the other part that I have already planned is what ink I am going to use with which strip. And that will make sense here in just a bit. So what I did was I planned the order that I want my colors to go in. And then I went ahead, because I planned this a bit ago, I went ahead and I numbered the back so I could, that was me testing ink, by the way. so that I could get them in order. So you need to have some sort of coordinating colors that can go in order from top to bottom, lightest to darkest, okay? And I will show you what I mean. So this one's 4, this one's 4, 5, and 6 is your top one. Then I needed number 1, I need number 2, and I need number 3. Now, this was an idea that I actually got from Spellbinders themselves. So they suggested Spellbinders colors, and I came pretty close. But I did use my own colors that were in my scrap box, okay? So here we go. We've taken the time, we've used our platinum, and we have prepared our strips. You will need a die cut machine in order to use a BetterPress. So do not order the BetterPress unit and think that you are going to be able to use it when you don't have a die cutting machine. Unfortunately, that is not possible. However, it is possible to still make these strips just by hand, by using your paper cutter, by using your electronic cutter. You can still have these strips and you can still create a beautiful card. All you have to do is keep in mind that you want your strips to fit your A2 card. Cut them a little big, then trim as needed. So now we have this already. We have picked our colors to go with our coordinating papers, and we are ready to BetterPress, okay? So what I do when I BetterPress is I do it this way. I want you to see the whole... I take them off in order, and these ones do not get any pressing, so I can set them over there. These ones will be the ones that I press. And of course, they are going to say, Happy Mother's Day. Let me just move this off. So we are going to go happy. Oops. Hang on, guys. It's sticking really good. Mother's Day, just like so. Okay? So what I do now is I do my first one. I'll set this one over here with, oh my, this one. And now I have to remember, see, I should never move them. Or I should move them with their ink. Okay, this ink goes with the darker one. There we go. And this one goes with the lighter one. So this is the ink that I'm going to use. And that is that. Now the first one I'm going to do is day. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. I don't know why. I just go in the order that it's going on my card. So what I do is I lift this off and I lay my strip here. Okay? And I just line it up just like so. Oh. Sorry guys, I have a hair tickling my face. There we go. I line it up just like so. And that is where my word is going to go right here. And you, in order to do it, keep in mind that you want to have it stamp on this side, because when you place this here, like so, you want it on the left side of your strip when you turn it over, right? So what I do is I put my strip there. I tried my best to find the bottom. I want it to kind of line up with the bottom of my strip. So I line my strip up with the bottom of the black line. And then I make sure that this, whoops, here lines up with the bottom of my strip. Just give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. I want this to line up with the bottom of my strip. So it is going to go right about there. It's going to go on this one and just a little in. That's very easy to remember. And since I want my second one to be the same way, I just grab this and I mark it so that I use that line right there. And there we go. Now what I do is I take this and I place it right side up facing me. I'm going to move it off of this grid, guys. It's been a while since I've used this. This is like starting over from the beginning almost. And just place my item right there. Whoops. And then what I do is I reach over here and I grab a piece of tape that can hold this in place. Without interfering with my stamping. There we go. And now this is ready to use, okay? So I set it over here. I come back to my base. I open my ink pad. Oh dear, I'm lost again. Holy moly. These are such close colors that... Yes. I open my ink pad and I am going to just ink this up. Keep in mind you want to make sure that you have enough ink because the odds of realigning it are very, very slim. So there we go. We've inked it up. And now this is the easy part. We simply take our plate. The word BetterPress is there. We line that word up with the top, just like so. Now do not worry. It's on hinges. And so now all we have to do is press it. And that is where our die cut machine comes in. And before I press it, I want to show you something. I got the new handle. I was having a terrible time cranking my machine. The handle kept falling off no matter how tight I made the screw. So I ordered this one in the hopes that it would fix things. And it is collapsible so I can put my handle away. But there is this little bar here. I simply straighten it up. I put it in there and it clicks into place. But the thing that is different from the old to the new is that this one has a much longer handle. And so you have to make sure that it can clear your table. And now we simply put it through. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. I put it through just like so. And look at how easy this turns, guys. If you remember from a few of my older videos, you'd hear creaking and cracking and I'd be straining. Not with this. This is a true blessing. It really is. So now we've done that one. And I can show you how it turned out. Hopefully, turned out. Oh, yes. There we go. So there is our first one done. I am simply going to set it aside. I'm going to put my plate over here. Oh, I'll show you with this one, but I won't show you with all of them because once you've seen it once, you've seen it a dozen times. Some people use plate cleaner and all kinds of fancy stuff. I use a normal baby wipe and just clean my ink off. Works like a charm. And there we go. Put it over there. And now we're going to carry on with the next word in our pile there, which will be happy. Now, because I have marked it, all I have to do is take it and do this and just realign it. Whoops. And hopefully, I get the same result. If not, you know what, guys? If I'm not happy with it, the best part of this is it's paper. I always tell you guys that. It's just paper. Don't panic. A redo is a redo. Upside down onto the alignment on this plate. Whoops, inside alignment. We are using the inside. That is for the A2 card, not the outside. Just tape. Whoop. Almost made a boo-boo. Right side up. Tape it down. Turn this over. Line it up to where you had the last one. Even it out. If you ever want, that's what I meant to tell you. If you ever want a shadow, a darker shadow, do the back of the plate with a darker ink. Stamp onto your paper and then turn it over and stamp the word in a different color ink, okay? I have cheated and done that a few times. It works wonderfully. Okay, so there is our word happy. It's all lined up there. We have our apricot ink. I am using BetterPress ink, but you do not have to. You can for sure use other inks. Just like I am not using BetterPress paper today, I am just using normal cardstock. You won't get quite the same effect as a true press, but I mean, come on, guys, it looks awesome. Okay. Back on here. And through here. It takes minutes to do. And if you were braver than me, you could go ahead and line up all your strips and all your sentiments and just do them all at once if you wanted to. And there we go. We have happy. Okay. And this time it took all the ink right off of it. So we'll just lay it there. And now we have the big one. Let's bring this one over. It is saffron. Oh, and the other one I used, sorry guys, was Tuscan. That is what I used for the word day on the orange. So here we go. Just line it up there. Fairly straight. There we go. Get this one on here. Be sure not to use a painter's tape unless you have a very lightweight one to do this, because they do rip the paper. That is why I do strongly, strongly recommend that you use a card tape, okay? Spellbinders sells some. There's a bunch on Amazon. Everybody has it now. Let's go ahead and let's ink up Mothers. Oops. Apparently we're going to ink my thumb at the same time. So I just want to make sure to get any loose ink off. There we go. Won't end up on my... There we go. And last but not least, Mothers. And there are whole plates. You can get whole collections of flowers and all kinds of things to do with this. It is very, very versatile. The other thing you could do is take these words and you can glimmer them. So you could use foil with them. All right. Let me get this all wiped off. And I will show you. So putting a pencil mark on here is no big deal. It's just like putting it on a piece of paper. I will take alcohol later and I will, wipe off the remainder of the ink on here with an alcohol wipe, and that will take care of that situation. And now we have Mothers. So see guys, easy to use, but like I said, if you have the glimmer system, you could do it that way. You can always put a pen into an electronic cutting machine and do that. You could write it by hand. I'm sure that your mother would appreciate that. You could use your home printer. Many different ways to do it. You could cut the words out with, come on, Leslie. I haven't used them in so long. With punches. And do it that way. There are many ways to recreate cards. So there we go. We are done with the BetterPress. We are going to bring in our A2 card. And yes, I'm aware it's a little bent at the corner. Am I worried? No. Do you want to know why? I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm just going to place this one here like so. And just work my way up, trimming if needed. So here we go. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope that gives you incentive to get started on your own Mother's Day cards so that they're done and out of the way. Alrighty. See, I like doing it now because sure as if I wait, something's going to come up. It never fails. Something comes up and then I am scrambling, and I want to be sure that both my mom and dad get the cards. So not too long into the future, we will be creating a Father's Day card. So this is what you have so far, and if you like, you could stop there. I am going to keep on going. Now, if you wanted, you could have stamped on the lighter pink, on the pinks, and then left the top white, whatever combination you want. I am going with Spellbinders' idea. I have been known to go with what I know my mother has planted for flowers. I've gone with those colors. There are many ways to decide, whoops, sorry guys, on the colors that you want to use. I have been known to spin the color wheel and go from the colors that it gives me. Now, if you wanted, you could also stop there and have a white strip. Oops, 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 oops. And there we go. Now, we could leave it like that. However, I did say that we were using the big die of the month. And so here we go. I have cut out all of these from the big die of the month. Oops, sorry guys, I'm having problems catching one. And we are going to use them on our card. Alrighty, so I am going to reach over here and grab my embellishment kit. Just one moment. Okay, so let's get started here. I have cut out a bunch of the flowers that came in the large kit, and I am going to use them as my embellishment. And then I am also going to add some sequins. Now they did use the white pearls as their embellishment, but I have so many sequins, so many. And thank you, goodness, I have finally used up my white pearls and I can purchase some new ones. So for now, we are going to use the sequins. So I cut out each type of flower in the different coordinating colors. And I am just going to fill in some of the empty space that appears on my card. Oops. So the first I will do, of course, is the leaves, and then we will fill in from there. There is a trick that I saw on a YouTube where she takes and she puts some glue on the back of her hand and she simply dips when she has smaller pieces so that the glue isn't everywhere. And it works beautifully for me. I really do enjoy it. Got a little too much on that one, but that's okay. You won't see it once it's dry. And now we take this one and we're just going ahead and dipping once more. And then all I have to do is grab my wipe and wipe the back of my hand off. Keeps my mat from being all sticky when I'm doing crafts. There we go. There's a little spot there. Hold that down for a minute. Good to go. Now we're going to start taking the big ones and applying them. And they don't need much glue at all. But they do definitely help to fill in some of this negative space. There we go. Now I'm a little... There we go. Hang on, guys. I have a spot on my glasses. I'm just going to clean it off, and I'll be right back. All right, let's carry on. I'm going to try and bring this up a little bit for you guys, just to see a little better. And all I am doing with these is basically filling in space. Okay? That's all that I want to do, is fill in some of the open space. It is very easy to do with these flowers. I just adore them. I really, really do. And you could use whatever colors you want, of course, and you could use the pearls if you wanted yours to be white and not like mine, but I need to start using sequins. I keep forgetting that I even have them. And then, as you will find out, there are big changes. Oh, I don't need this flower. Happening in my craft room, which I will show you in a sec. And I found these as I was going through it. Now, I'm not going to waste my stuffed flower. It will go into the kit to be used later. And now we'll open this up. So what's happening in the craft room? Well, we add a few of these to our card. I will let you know. The craft room is getting a facelift. I have bought some new shelving because I have overflow filament. Number one, I've got a lot of filament that I want to start using up. But I also need space in which to store it. So in order to store it and keep it good, I am going to be placing it here in the main part of the studio. And then I don't have to run back and forth, whoops, quite as much as I do right now. And it's easy when I'm picking out projects to do to see exactly what's going on. Now, if you're wondering about the laser color cutter, it is not a dead issue. It is a still on pause while we wait for new filters issue. But they will come and I will go back to using them. I really, really need the air filters, as you all can imagine. And there we go, guys. We have a beautiful Mother's Day card. If you like, you can go ahead and take and add a square of colored cardstock in here with your verse, or you could write directly on there. But this was simple, very easy to do, and I don't have to worry about Mother's Day anymore. I hope this gave you some incentive to get started, maybe the use of a new color combination, maybe the reminder that you have sequins that need to be used up and can give some dimension and some sparkle to a future project. But I really do hope that you like our card. Now, like I said, you can just simply trim off any little bit of overhang to keep your card useful for an envelope, for mailing, and so forth. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get creative with yours. And please feel free to share them in the comments. It's great to see the colors that other people use, the color combinations, the ideas that they have, so that we can build a stronger community. And you never know, maybe your idea is one that will teach somebody else a new technique. Take care, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye.